Good morning, Falcons. I'm Brandon Benwell, and this is a view from the Falcons Nest. Today is Wednesday, April 17th, 2024. There's more news today on a proposed development in St. Joseph County that may infuse up to $11 billion in our economy. WSJV is reporting that St. Joseph County is trying to lay the groundwork for a new massive development. A buyer is interested in more than 900 acres of farmland off Cleveland Road, but first it has to be rezoned and as industrial. Tuesday, the county's Area Plan Commission voted 6-2 to give a favorable recommendation for that rezoning. The buyer is still unknown. But according to filings with the county, they're looking at building some kind of business tech campus, not a manufacturing site, at the property now owned by St. Joe Farms. The 900-acre farmland off Cleveland Road between Bittersweet and Current, now owned by St. Joseph Farms, is the proposed site of what only is being described as a business tech campus. The Director of Economic Development for St. Joseph County, Bill Shalliel, says the entire plot of land needs to be rezoned as industrial before it can be sold to the still unnamed buyer. This is National Work Zone Safety Week. As you have probably noticed when you're out and about in LaPorte, St. Joseph, and Marshall counties, many work crews clad in fluorescent vests are on the job every day. If you're driving in a work zone, Duke Energy is reminding drivers to be especially mindful of utility crews maintaining and repairing power lines and other infrastructure, particularly after storms. Here are some tips to ensure the safety of utility workers and yourself. Avoid texting, talking, adjusting controls, or other distractions in work zones. Expect reduced speed limits, traffic lanes, and other restrictions with workers nearby. Don't tailgate. The most common accidents in work zones are rear-end crashes. Merge as soon as possible to keep traffic flowing. Pay close attention to warning signs and obey road crew flaggers. In this week's installment of Health Minute, some encouraging news in infant mortality in Indiana. WVP is reporting that preliminary data in a new report shows a decrease. The preliminary data from the Indiana Department of Health shows the state's infant mortality rate dropped to 6.5 deaths for every 1,000 live births in 2023. That's down 0.7 from the previous year. Angela Campbell, an assistant professor of applied health science at Indiana University Bloomington, said the rate fluctuates from year to year, but consistently remains too high. The report also shows black infants in Indiana continue to die at a higher rate than any other demographic group. It confirmed that the 2022 mortality rate for black infants was 14.1% deaths for every 1,000 live births. That's compared to the rate of 7.9 for Hispanic infants and the rate of 5.6 for white infants. A variety of factors play into the racial disparity, including barriers to vital resources. In addition to social factors such as inadequate housing and barriers to accessing healthcare. One of the biggest contributors to perinatal risk for black individuals is preterm birth, which occurs before 37 weeks. While there are multiple reasons an infant is born early, one reason is a complication called preeclampsia, which affects black pregnant people at a much higher rate. Perinatal care can help identify those risk factors. The report found that about 29% of 2022 births were people not receiving prenatal care during the first trimester, which is considered a statistically significant increase compared to 2021. In addition to limited prenatal care, the report identified 3 other factors contributing to the high infant mortality rate: obesity, smoking, and unsafe sleep practices. But those factors can be complicated to address. Infant mortality has been an issue in Indiana for a while. And that's this week's Health Minute. Now to weather with Caleb.
Clouds. Temperature is 65 degrees. real feel of 63 degrees, good air quality, clouds. Moving on to the 3-day forecast. High today, 69. Low today, 45. What's going on today? It's going to be raining. Thursday, high of 67, low of 43. What do we got? Clouds. And Friday, moving towards the weekend. High of 58, low of 39. Half the clouds, half the sun. Incredible. Now to the main desk for sports.
At Fort Winds Field last night, the South Bend Adams girls softball team paid tribute to the late Jackie Robinson. 77 years ago, Monday, Jackie Robinson made his Major League debut, impacting baseball as the first African American to play in MLB in the modern era. It was a monumental moment for marginalized groups for generations to come, athletically and socially. As in the custom in Major League Baseball, all the Eagles donned Robinson's name and number 42. Glenn's baseball game with South Bend Adams has been rescheduled. It will be held tomorrow afternoon at School Field in South Bend. The boys golf team has its match with Elkhart and Bremen rescheduled for May 9th at Swan Lake. Tonight, the boys golf team will be at Mishawaka. The baseball team will play Bremen, and the softball team will be at Bremen. Tomorrow, the tennis team plays Washington. JV baseball will host Adams, and the varsity will be at Adams. The track and field teams will be on the road at Winnemac. After an off day Friday, the track and field teams will be in the Dick Deeroff rack meet at Kesling Complex Saturday. The baseball team hosts Washington Township for a doubleheader. The girls team will be in the Bremen tourney, and the boys golf team will also be in action on the road. Now back to lunch with Caleb.
We got a bratwurst. That's pretty good. You don't see that every day. We also got a grilled chicken and bacon sandwich, crinkle cut fries, and a variety of fresh fruit. Well, that's all we have for today, Falcons. Have an amazing day.